All right, technical difficulties because nothing's easy here. Dan was hearing my question twice. Fortunate for him, he had to hear my voice even more. He already does. I did a nice little intro and opened a beer for him, and then he got a little bit tortured with having to hear me twice. Well, let's jump right back into these questions. I'll reread this one.
Right.
It's from Chevy Jag. Says, biases aside, who wins Coach of the Year? Dable has done a solid job for the Giants. Dan Campbell and Doug Peterson have done the best jobs of turning their teams around, but only one could/win their division by going worst to first and into the playoffs. So before I let you answer this, I'm just going to note, I think you could argue that Dable has done a better job than both of them in turning their team around. Probably not a better job, but I think if you're going to talk about turning teams around, I don't know if anyone watched. Warren Sharp did a video on why Dable should win Coach of the Year. And in that, I didn't even realize this. That's how much this Giants pain has been going on for is I think it was 5 years. The Giants had never been a 500 team. So even like at any point during a season, like this team has sucked so much ass because of Gettleman that you almost got numb to how bad it was. And I think that historically, the Giants are still one of those franchises that are love and adored no matter how much the media wants to drag them. And it's easy to forget how dark some of these days got and what Dable has done. Like he has really made the most out of less. Like we went into the season, people thought Giants are winning 3 games. Daniel Jones sucks ass, no wide receivers, no depth. So I think it's impressive what Dable has done.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I was saying before we got interrupted by technical, I do think that Dable should win it.
Yeah.
Like you made several excellent points already. Giants were picked to have between 3 and 5 wins this year, and if you look even now, if you look at the talent, like if you just look at their depth chart, you would think they won 3 to 5 games, and they didn't. They've won 9 games. They have a chance to win 10. I hope they don't win 10, but they have a chance to win 10. And they're locked into a playoff spot. I mean, the kind of job that he's done with literally practice squad players at certain positions and rookies being, the best players at other positions. I mean, it's just been incredible. So I really can't see. I mean, Doug Peterson has done a great job turning the mess that Urban Meyer left in Jacksonville around. Nick Sirianni has led the Eagles to hopefully the 1 seed.
Yeah.
And 13 wins. But no one has done a better job with less around him than Brian Dable. So, it shouldn't even be, honestly, that close, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think that there is a really good argument for Shanahan, actually, because I think that being able to get a top 2 seed with like 3 different quarterbacks this year, and one of those being Mr. Irrelevant, is definitely extremely impressive. I don't think Dable will win this award. I think that the odds should probably be closer. I think Sirianni winning this, I think that you learned, and this is no offense, obviously, to your Eagles, but I think you learned, and this, you know what, good for Jalen Hurts because he's going to get the bag. Because when he was out, you saw that he really was, like, he is the glue of this team. He is that elite talent. And you saw Sirianni struggle like a little bit without his elite MVP caliber quarterback. So I think there's an argument. I get it for Shanahan. If Sirianni wins, it's like based off, I don't know, having the best fucking roster in the league and winning a lot of games. Like it's just, these awards are ridiculous. I know we'll talk about Offensive Rookie of the Year in a second, but a little bit interesting of some of these awards, even Comeback Player of the Year. Very interesting to see how they'll play out.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to see who actually wins.
Yes. Okay. I am drinking. So we do a craft beer draft on Christmas, and we get to pick so this one is a raspberry sour ale. It's very, very good. I like sours a lot. All right. Let's jump to the next question. This comes from @BigDogWillHunt9. First and foremost, thank God DeMar is alive. Yes, absolutely. Like I am so happy that he's awake.
Absolutely.
Great news going into it. That's all that mattered. I'm glad the NFL did the right thing and canceled that game finally. But now, unfortunately, we have to settle our championship week 17 dilemmas. My friend doesn't want to be co-champs. Our commish suggested we use scoring from Bengals playoff game since it's Burrow versus Chase plus 19. Thoughts? Thanks.
What?
Do you want to answer this or do you?
Yeah, I'll answer this first.
Okay.
But first, on Hamlin, the medical staff that were there at the game did such an incredible job. For him to have all his, neurological faculties, having done CPR for like 10 minutes or whatever, it's honestly fucking incredible. So
Yeah.
hats off to all of them. Like they are the real MVPs of absolutely. So for me, this is like, I guess it goes by league basis. What my majority of my leagues did is, the game was canceled and the score was just the score. Like shit happens. If Jamar Chase, God forbid, like got sick or got injured the next play, you wouldn't sub him out for someone that was on the bench. Unfortunate circumstances happen, and there just happened to be, an unfortunate circumstance where the entire team, wasn't able to play. But I think, in my opinion, going with the points that were scored, and then that's it. That chops it up. I think doing the playoff game is just I don't like that as much because it's different matchup. It isn't like the matchup that you thought you were going to get. It's not going to be the Bengals versus the Bills. I mean, it's really stretching it out for way too long. Personally, I know I would be annoyed myself if you have to wait that long. I know a lot of people are impatient when it comes to fantasy. So I think for me, that would be if I were commissioning a league, that's what I would go with. I mean, it's unfortunate that, you didn't get a lot of points from Allen and Diggs and Chase and Burrow and whoever mixed in, but that's just what happens sometimes. Like that's life.
Yeah,
so
it's life.
Yeah.
So if anyone is being like a massive brat, I tweeted this out, like, just don't play in that league next year because at the end of the day, this is fantasy fucking football. And things happen, right? Like life happens. It was a really unfortunate event. It's something that you can't prepare for. In a couple leagues, I just said, co-champs, it probably would have been a tight game regardless. Or I know some people have been going based off of exactly what the win percentage was, right? Like if it was 64-40 when the game ended, that's how they're doing it. There's a bunch of ways you can go about it. I don't know that I would drag this out much longer than this week and using what these players, score. I just kind of I reached out to the other, in my championships. I'm like, you cool with splitting the pot? Like, let's just split it. Especially if there's a first and a second prize, like you're probably not going to be down as much money as you think.
Right.
Like if you combine it, it's not that big of a deal.
Right. And like you said, overall, it's really not that serious.
No,
like I get like
not that deep.
It's like if you're playing for some money, like I guess, but like if is a difference in like $30-$40 really going to
no
change your life to the point where you're messing up like you're standing in the league that you've probably been in for years? Like absolutely not. It's not.
People are like, I don't want to co next to my like just shut up. Like you're fine. Right? It's not serious. Win again next year, not big deal.
No one actually cares. It's cool.
Relax. All right. Next question. Steph, what are you drinking? Said it. It's a sour ale. It's called Cottonmouth Crusher, which is actually a really sick name.
That sounds delicious. I have to try that.
It's delicious. I think I'm going to save these, I decided, and I'll drink a new one on each mailbag show. Because I have 6 of them. All right.
Perfect.
Other question. Which team that's expected to go far will get bounced early? It's not the Giants because no one expects anything from them. So I'll pick Minnesota. What do you think?
I mean, Minnesota's a good answer because I actually expect that if it gets to the Giants facing Minnesota, I think the Giants can actually beat them because Minnesota is a bunch of frauds.
Yeah.
But the easy answer is Dallas. Dallas is going to play Tom Brady, and Dallas can't beat Tom Brady. So that's the answer. The answer is the Dallas Cowboys. They've been choking for 26 years, and this year will be 27, and I hate them.
You know how hard it is to break a habit? It's very hard.
Yeah.
They say it takes 28 days, so it don't take 28
and low key, Dak has been throwing interceptions to everybody.
Oh, actually, we're going to do a show early next week where we get to talk about Dak Prescott because there's a lot of things we need to talk about with him. All right. So we are going to do that. I think another team which I actually am on Titans money line. I'm in this weird situation because I have Jags to win the AFC South. I got that plus 750, I think, right before the season started. Nice. So I kind of hedged it with Titans money line. I think the Titans can win. If the Jags do get in, I see them getting bounced. I know everyone there's a lot of narratives around this team. We're very excited. Doug Peterson is a fantastic coach. I always said it. I just didn't like him because he was an Eagles coach. But I think that they probably get bounced. That first game is where I would probably have it that. And yes, what is it? Kaya is now barking at the neighborhood dog. Gentlemen's agreement, split that pot, be thankful for the kid. Correct. That's the way to go about it. Let's jump on to the next question, which is funny. The next two are not questions. At Nate _ EIC Holtz. So Eck Holtz, I don't know. Bills -7. This is an interesting game. What are you thinking here? Because Bills are going to be playing for seeding. Patriots also can get into the playoffs with win and, a couple other things happening. What do you think? Do the Bills come out and they play really hard?
I honestly think that the Bills dropped 50 on them.
Yeah.
The New England Patriots have absolutely no chance in hell of winning this game. Not a chance. Yeah. Not to mention that they already hate each other just because of the division rivals, and the Patriots punked the Bills for like 20 years with Brady. Like, the Bills are going to massacre them.
Or
it's going to be a snuff film. That's how bad it's going to be.
Okay, or do they lay down and let New England get in so that they can play them again because they're stinky caca?
No.
Everyone
that's going to be the last seed in the AFC is going to be stinky caca anyway. I mean, it's not the Patriots. It's going to be the Dolphins. Dolphins haven't won in like 3 months. I mean, the Steelers, does anyone – right. Kenny Pickett isn't going to win a playoff game his first year. And Titans, no one really cares about because they have no offense besides Derek. I mean, any team that Buffalo plays, if they don't make the 1 seed or whoever the 7th seed is, it doesn't matter. They're going to lose. Yeah. So that should be consideration.
I did take New England on the gambling show this week, so I don't want anyone to be like, oh, no, I did take them. I think that, and that's strictly off of Bill Belichick. Like, it's literally nothing else. Like, it's not, this is like, he's in his own category for me, the way that people put Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, who we will get to the next question. So I just went off Bill Belichick. I don't know. Maybe the Bills take it easy. Who knows? But it's going to be an emotional win, so I think it probably does end up happening. I have had a little bit of a change of heart since recording that show on Tuesday, so no one come at me. It happened.
Tuesday was a long time ago.
I'm a new person by Friday. You don't even know. I'm a brand new fucking girl. All right, next question. At OBO, Adrian Nukes, Lions money line. What are you thinking? We haven't talked about a lot of these questions yet together, so I'm interested to see how you feel.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think that the Seahawks are going to lose, so like that game will determine who makes the playoffs. I just think that the Lions even now aren't getting the kind of credit that they probably deserve because they've been hanging in tough pretty much all year. They've had some really great offensive games, and it's not like the Packers have been playing better for sure for the past couple of weeks, but they can be beaten. They've had some really shitty games this year. So the fact that everyone's just assuming the Packers are going to win, I think is really faulty. That said, I could see the Lions winning. I mean, I think the Lions could win. I think it's pretty much 50-50 for me. So if you want to take the Lions money line, it's not like you're like throwing money away. I think they have a realistic chance of winning that game.
Yeah, I was just going to look what that line is at right now. Earlier in the week, I felt way more comfortable taking the Lions +4.5 because I kind of see this coming down to a field goal game. Not sure what the total is. I probably would take the under. I think it was set pretty high. Okay. The NFL wants Aaron Rodgers to get it, right? It's no surprise that they wasted no time making this the Sunday Night Football game. Some things are scripted to a sense. At some point, the Packers had a 5-game losing streak. In that 5-game losing streak included a loss to Detroit. The Packers are putting it all together. I think that's because Aaron Rodgers has a better attitude. He's not being all grumpy cat on the fucking sidelines. I think that they're just picking up chemistry and you're seeing them play better.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable that Detroit will cover the 4.5. I don't feel comfortable that they're going to win this game. I don't think the Lions even bought into their hard knocks hype. They plan to get they're not even going to be able to play. Like, say they were to get home field advantage, which is not going to. Like, they're renovating the fucking field in January. Like, they were like, we're not making the playoffs. We're still the Lions. So, if they don't believe in themselves, but I do think it's going to be a gritty game. No matter what, Dan Campbell is going to come out there. It's going to, whatever he says, bite kneecaps off for 60 minutes, and it should be a very, very good game.
They'll be gnawed off kneecaps by the end of this one.
No kneecaps. Hey, Brad, how you doing?
What's up, Brad?
Darius in the chat. What's up? Hey. Okay, next one. This comes from a good friend, Dave Kluge over
Dave.
Football
Dave.
Guys. This is a question that we need to have a discussion about. I'm glad it's a question. I probably would have brought it up regardless because I'm shocked. Okay?
Okay.
Who wins Offensive Rookie of the Year? We have not discussed this yet. I am so excited to hear your response.
Who wins it? I'm going to go with Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker wins. I think that Garrett Wilson is the betting favorite. I know that people.
He's not. Surprisingly, it's split though, which is weird. It's the weirdest thing. Not in every book. At least that was earlier in the week. Walker, when I did the show on Tuesday with Jason, I almost forgot his name, which is hilarious. I literally talked to him nonstop all day. Walker was the favorite at -130. Wilson was sitting at +200. Purdy actually was +450, which is interesting. That's probably the only one that still has value if you like want to sprinkle on something and you're like, oh, maybe I'll get a little bit of return. And then I think Pickett followed at like 16-1. But continue where you're saying, because I rudely interrupted you.
No, you did. It's okay. You don't actually.
I do it all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the basis of our entire, relationship. I mean, I can like the whole Brock Purdy thing. Like, you can't give it to Purdy. He's played what, 5 games? 5 games.
But you could say he's been the most consistent.
You can't. No. I refuse to give it to a yearly award to someone that played not even a third of the year.
I agree.
That's ridiculous. That's like saying let's give MVP to a guy that had a great 5-game streak and then did nothing the rest of the year. Absolutely insane. I would actually give it if we're just going like quarterback, obviously Kenny Pickett should win it because he's been playing longer. But I mean, I think that Walker, everyone was on Breece Hall this year, and rightly so.
I think we can agree on that.
Oh yeah, he would have been the runaway winner if he had stayed healthy.
Yes.
But Walker has quietly, himself put up a really good season. Almost 1,000 rushing yards.
Which he should get to this game because they still have something to play for. I think he's just shy, right? Like he's like 934 or something around I don't remember the exact number because I don't have a photographic memory. But if I am right, that'd be fucking sick.
It is 937. It is 937.
Not bad. That's not too bad.
You just lied to the audience. You do have a photographic
memory.
I did.
I know. I'm a liar. But yeah, he could get that this week. I think that it probably will be him. That's the way I would lean. I think that the odds are set right where I think that Wilson would come next. Oh my gosh, I just got a weird deja vu moment. But I think that it will probably likely be Kenneth Walker.
Yeah. Who do you think should win? Who do you want to win? Let me ask that. Who do you want to win?
You know what I think they should do? Which is like, again, like this is ridiculous. So
I'm not a psychic, so I don't know what
you tell people that like this is what I think they should just fucking give it to Brian Robinson and be like, here's your comeback player of the year that we can't give you, but like you got shot twice, like, and you fucking played and had a great season. Like, give it to fucking Brian Robinson. This is the weirdest. I don't remember the last time I was like, he should win. Huh?
Comeback rookie of the year.
Comeback rookie of the year. We need something. Let's see. We've got some. I don't know what this is. That a goddamn Cantana? What the fuck is a Cantana? I don't know what that is.
Katana? The sword?
What is
Cantana?
It? Oh,
a katana is a sword.
Is that what it is?
No, this. If he's talking about this, that's the Master Sword from Legends of Zelda. Because I'm a huge nerd.
Oh God, I used to play Zelda back when it was like on the Nintendo. Jeez.
How do you call it Cantana? How'd you just add an N to the word?
I don't know. Cantana's like this, right? Like a canteen.
I hate you.
All right. Coaches most likely to get fired on Monday.
Lovie
Gooseberry
Smith.
and who else? I don't know if he will get fired. I genuinely don't know.
I mean, he should.
He should.
He should.
Do you think he will?
No.
Who else is up there? I don't know. I think you guys are probably call me crazy. Ron Rivera has to be on everyone's shit list, right?
Really? You think?
I kind of do.
I feel like he's been like such a like an okay personality coach that like.
Is he the worst fourth down play caller in the fucking league? I actually suffered through a couple Washington games this year. He might be the worst fourth down play caller outside of Jeff Saturday I've ever seen in my fucking life. Yeah. That's dramatic, but not my life, but pretty bad.
Your entire life.
I don't know. I think he might be. It'd be interesting what happens with the team because I think if they do bring in new execs or something else occurs, I think that maybe they just clean house. I don't think it would be the end of Ron Rivera's like coaching life, but I don't know. I think Washington needs a change in there. Sometimes you just got to move on, right? Like the Giants did it with Coughlin after 2 Super Bowls. Sometimes you just got to go. That's
actually a great way to put it because I feel like Rivera is like the Coughlin without the Super Bowls. Of like he's like beloved within like the organization. Yeah, he's not that good of a coach. Right. So like, what do you do? Like, do you can him because he's not good, but he's also like a great like person? It's just weird. I mean, Jeff Saturday is obviously gone. He was never. Do you think? I think they're going to be so stupid. This is what I think the Colts are going to do because you know what? No. And I have been such a like I've loved the Colts and I was so positive about them. You can go back and rewatch my team preview that I did this preseason, like talking about them. I had so much like high hopes for them. I've decided no. The Colts don't know what they're fucking doing. I think they're going to keep Jeff Saturday, and then I think they're going to draft Will Levis, and I think they're screwed. Why would? Okay. I think we got to come back to this. If they actually draft Will Levis that high, I will. Draft Levis. That would be crazy.
I'll bet you a case of beer. It's the most fucking cool thing ever.
You got it. A case. Okay. Whatever beer you want.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. This actually goes into who should my Panthers hire as head coach?
Sean Payton. So Dallas does it.
Steve Wilkes. I like him. Why don't we like him?
I like him. They should keep the job.
He's like, and it's a hometown hero type thing. He's from there.
Keep the guy you have.
Yeah.
Give him a chance to build a program, and then go from there. Don't play musical chairs because that's exhausting for everybody.
Darius Brown, and then I have a question.
You have a question.
And then we'll get out. Okay. Darius says, as a Falcons fan, I'm curious on your thoughts on rookies Desmond Ridder and Tyler Algier. I love Tyler Algier. 1. Same. 2. Desmond Ridder, like we just haven't, like you haven't seen enough. I think now he's going to get the opportunity, especially with the whole entire offseason with this franchise and with his teammates and whoever they bring in. I think that the Falcons very low-key have a very important draft coming up. I think it's going to be a make or break one. Do you fix the franchise or do you not? Do you go in the other direction? This is a very important draft. I still like Desmond Ridder. I don't think we've seen enough. And I don't think that he had, and people argue this, enough around him to necessarily, like a lot of dysfunction. Complementary football matters. Falcons didn't play it all year. Looked good in the beginning of the season. So I'm all in. I'm excited to see what these two do next season.
Yeah, I agree. I think Algier is going to be really good. He should be the starting running back. And like you said, Ridder with the whole offseason, he got his feet wet a little bit. He's improved every game that he started in both completion percentage and passer rating. So, he's getting accustomed to the game and he should, be the guy going forward next year. So I think that he'll with Brady probably not staying in Tampa past this year. Who knows? Fine. And the Saints have no quarterback. And
they have no money. They're fucked.
It's conceivably possible that Atlanta has the most stable quarterback position going into the NFC South next year.
Interesting.
It's possible.
I didn't even think of that. Oh, that's going to be a fun division. And
that's why I'm here
to say that's so fun. Okay, my question for you, and then we will get out of here.
I am honestly still watching.
Subscribe, like, comment who is going to make are the Lions getting into the playoffs or is Green Bay?
Yeah, all right. Facebook, MySpace.
MySpace me. I'll put you in my top 8.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. I miss MySpace. Good times. Comeback player of the year.
Uh-huh.
Dude, I hate the fucking awards this year. Gino is gonna win, in my opinion.
Gino
it's gonna happen.
He's
the favorite right now at plus 175. Those might have shifted. He has the same odds as Christian McCaffrey. Barkley is plus 225. Goff for fun is 10-1. If you see Nick Gates, wow, he had like 7 billion surgeries. That is bait. Please do not bet on him. That is a donation to the sports books. He's like 40-1. They put it there for a very obvious reason. Like they are pushing a narrative. While he should, I mean, it's crazy. He just hasn't played enough. Like if he played the whole season, I think we could talk about it. But I think Gino wins this, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this shouldn't be a question. Like the fact that Gino went from literal oblivion to being better than Russell Wilson this year was something that no one, and I mean no one, saw coming. Like there shouldn't be any argument about him winning.
Yeah. It was fun. The Goff thing was fun for a little bit. Like I did sprinkle because I'm a silly goose. But yeah, it's got to be Gino. I think that they've stuck with that. I think. If it wasn't Gino, CMC would probably I think the odds are very much right.
Yeah.
I just struggle. I don't know why. Everyone knows I'm like not a huge CMC person. He's fantastic. I know. I just for some reason he irritates the shit out of me. But
he's great, but I hate him.
Yeah, I don't even hate him. Like he's awesome. I don't know. Everything. I think it's the hype around him that aggravates the fuck out of me. And he deserves all of it. But I think fantasy football killed it for me.
Okay.
I don't know. This is a good question before we get out of here. Gino re-signed in Seattle? ?
Yes.
What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think they do a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
It probably looks similar to a backup contract. It's probably higher than you see most backups get, obviously. But I think they give him a 2-year deal because here's the thing. You have a fantastic backup. We've said for years, Geno Smith is one of the best backups he was in the league. And now he was playing, at least for a majority of the season, like a great caliber type quarterback. So I think that he does get re-signed, but I do not think that stops this team from drafting a quarterback they like.
I agree. I think
the Seahawks, I don't think people realize, and fuck the Seahawks, not in a nice way, respectfully, fuck the Seahawks. They're just they never struggled. They don't even get a struggle. They don't get a struggle because then you look at their picks and what they have. They're going to flip this all back over and dominate next year. It's crazy. And I'm fucking pissed because then I have a franchise that's like, oh, you're actually going to go through years of misery before you get better. And the Seahawks are like, oh, you're actually just Geno's going to play great. And then here's all these picks and then go from there.
And by the way, we got rid of Russell Wilson's contract. So here's the cap space.
They got rid of Russell Wilson, which that's one clip that we have to bring back up when we went out and we talked about the Geno. I'm going to go watch that later. We nailed everything in that video. I never victory lap, but I thought it was, I thought that the Seahawks won that trade and I didn't think it was fucking close.
Yeah, no, we both thought it wasn't close. There was
you saw the signs with Russell Wilson. It was time. Gotta go.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Gotta
go. All right. Speaking of gotta go, it's Friday. Let's get out of here. Be sure to subscribe, comment, Lions or Green Bay in the comments, and download the Champions Round app. You can use the code. There's one on the screen, Daily Dozen. That gets you a free deposit bonus and an extra $12. And then you also can use the code that I haven't posted anywhere, Stephie Smallls with 3 L's. That gets you $10. So you can check out Spicy Slips. Just fucking
check it out. Win money. I want to give money.
I started playing it when I'm not even watching NBA games. I'm sick in the head, but it's fun.
We knew that already. It's fine.
Okay, before we get out of here, Dan, score the Giants, Eagles this weekend. Go.
35-11.
35-11. Okay, fine, I'll take it. It sounds like the Giants are going to rest players, which is
everyone. Yes, yeah. The Giants have no reason not to rest anybody. I mean, not to play anybody because just be healthy for the playoffs. This game doesn't matter to you. Absolutely. It matters to us. Well, thank you for the win. We appreciate it.
Hell yeah. All right. And if we do win, like
If we win, I am never coming on the show again.
Yeah, you're
I will
fucked. We'll
never-
just have to cancel the show forever.
I will cancel my existence, really, because I will never be able to recover from that ever.
All right.
in
This was a blast. If you have questions for next week, you can also comment those on this video. We're going to get out of here. I'm going to finish this beer.
I'm going to go get a beer. Just
see you
thought
guys
of losing.
next week. See ya.
See ya.